Hello and welcome back. Today I have a challenge video. Today I started thinking about some of the things that used to plague my life when I really struggled with loneliness and when I couldn't make deeper connections with people and didn't really have any friends. I started to evaluate what I might have been doing wrong and what probably got in the way of my success in this area. And I kind of put them into the form of three different challenges that I have for you. These are missions I have for you should you choose to accept them. And I hope that you do at least one of them, hopefully two of them, and hopefully all three of them. And then you come back to this page and you comment on this video how it went. So, challenge number one. My first challenge for you is to go an entire month without watching TV, watching YouTube, or going on social media, with the exception of my channel, of course. The reason that I think this is a good challenge for anybody struggling with loneliness is because I remember when I really didn't have a lot of friends and I really didn't have a lot of stuff going on, I would always fall into the trap of the daily routine, waking up, going to work, you come home, maybe you cook dinner, and you really just watch TV or scroll social media until you go to bed that day. And that is really such a counterproductive use of time. There is so much valuable time after you get home from work and before you go to bed that you could be socializing, but you're not, because when you go home, there's actually plenty of ways for you to entertain yourself. Like I said, you can watch TV, you can watch YouTube, you can scroll social media. There's so much entertainment right there for you. And it doesn't immediately in the moment feel like the worst thing to do. It feels fine. But it is contributing to your loneliness, because if you didn't have those things, if you didn't have those forms of entertainment to keep your mind occupied, you would probably be forced to go make friends and to participate in the community to some degree. And if you accept this challenge to cut those things out of your life for at least 1 month, I know it's a long time, especially if you use these forms of entertainment quite a lot, it's going to be a drastic change, but that's the point. If this feels like a drastic change when you do it, there's too much TV in your life. There's too much social media. Oh, and video games. I don't know why I didn't include that one. Video games too. No video games, no social media, no TV, no solo forms of entertainment for one whole month, and just see how your life changes. I think this is also going to open your eyes to how frequently you utilize these solo forms of entertainment and kind of force you into community participation at certain times and in certain settings where you typically would not be focused on community building. But that's all going to change because now you are. You're going to put the electronics down and you're going to notice a gap. You're going to notice a hole. And I'm not even telling you that in this newfound free time, you should focus on community building. Just take that part out of it. Don't even worry about that. All I'm telling you is to cut out the solo forms of entertainment. And what I predict will happen is that just by cutting those out, you will notice that you're really bored and you need something to do. And that will drive you into a lot more social interaction naturally. I'm not even going to tell you to intentionally fill this time with social interactions or community building or social events. I am just going to say, cut this out and see what happens. If you are determined to cut these things out for an extended period of time, you will have to find something else to do. And a lot of the things that you're going to want to do are going to be community oriented things. It'll probably drive a little bit of creativity in you to find ways to entertain yourself and to fill this newfound free time, these holes, these gaps that come from putting these entertainment sources down and forcing yourself to do something else. Okay, challenge number 2. It's called Wherever You Are, Be All There. One of my really favorite sayings, because it's just so important. So, as someone who struggles to make connections, I am willing to wager that you might be not as present when you are talking to people as maybe you should be or you could be. And that's a problem because people love it when you are present with them. People love knowing that when you're talking to them, your attention is truly on what they are saying. You are genuinely engaged. You are giving meaningful feedback and input, and that you're all there with them. Your mind is not elsewhere. You're not off in wonderland in your head, wishing that you were talking to someone else, wishing that this small talk wasn't happening, wishing you were back home because this is uncomfortable, but your home is comfortable. You're not doing any of that. You are all there with that person. Your focus and your attention is completely on them. You are interested in what they are saying. And it just goes back to whatever you're doing, do it 100%. So if you're socializing with somebody, I don't care if it's a 3-minute conversation, those 3 minutes are dedicated to them. Your mind belongs to them for 3 minutes. Do that with every single social interaction that you have with somebody. Again, for 1 month. I think I'm going to make all of these challenges 1 month. If I'm honest, they should be 3 months because that's actually the widely agreed upon amount of time that it actually takes for you to change a habit. But I'm going to do 1 month. Just do it for 1 month. You might get addicted and end up doing it for 3 months anyways. I hope so. But yes, when you are talking to people, do not allow your mind to wander. Do not be thinking about other things. Do not be thinking about how this conversation isn't interesting. Pretend it's the most interesting thing in the world. Pretend that every single thing that people are saying to you is the most intriguing thing you could be talking about. Even if it's not, because it probably won't be. People do say a lot of things that you're not going to be interested in. That's okay. I want you to pretend, to take on the challenge of pretending that it is intriguing to you and your full attention is completely occupied by it. Okay, challenge number 3. This one is called Stop Pretending That You're Fine All the Time. And I think you know where I'm going with this. So the challenge is you need to, when you're talking to people, stop avoiding vulnerability altogether. Here's the thing. A lot of times when you don't know somebody very well, you're just meeting somebody, you're just getting to know them, you've only hung out a few times, it can be very daunting to let them in on some of the worst things that are happening in your life, some of the not so great recent activities. Maybe some stuff you're embarrassed about, maybe some things that you failed at, maybe some things that are making you feel bad. Sometimes you don't really want to let people in on those because you want to give them a good impression when you first meet them. And you want them to think that you've got it all together, you're a very put together person, and you don't have that many problems. But here's the thing. So many friendships are really formed on the basis of needing somebody to lean on. And that's really what friendship is someone being there for you when you need them and you being there for them when they need you. It's okay to need people and to say that there is a problem and to say that something is going wrong and to say that you need help with something, because really people love that. People love to help you with a problem that you're having and provide their input and their feedback and their insight because it makes them feel valued and important, just like you want to feel valued and important. And I think when people are kind of asking you questions about yourself, you might be just kind of closing off and only telling them about the good things that are happening, about the wins, about the exciting news, about the promotion, the raise, the boyfriend, the fancy vacation, whatever it is. And that's good. You should share your wins, but sometimes you have to share your losses. And you don't have to say, yeah, this one thing kind of happened, but I'm dealing with it. It's fine. I remember this is something I used to do all the time. And I'll never forget when somebody said to me something I never realized about myself before. They said, Hannah, you never, ever just admit that you have a problem and that you don't have a solution. You never do that. Every single time I talk to you, if there is a problem that comes up in your life, you're always talking about it in the context of, oh, well, this thing happened, but I already am working on the solution. I already have a 10-step plan and I'm on plan 7 of the 10-step plan. But you never just come to me and say, I have this terrible thing happening. I'm really struggling with it. I don't know what to do. It's just sad, or it's just making me mad. Period. End of sentence. The sentence ends there because there's nothing else to say. You haven't worked on the solution. You don't know what to do, and you do need help, and you would appreciate help. People like to help, and it's also just such a huge part of what friendship is. So don't be totally afraid to let people in on some of the not so amazing things that are happening in your life. We all have not so amazing things that are happening. And one very important element of real closeness is that your friends know who you are all around. And that includes the good and the bad. All right, those are my 3 challenges for you. Please try them out. Come back to this page. Let me know how they went. But until then, I hope your conversations are better. I hope your friendships are more meaningful, and I will see you on the next one.